Hello. Welcome back to Loveday TV. Today we've been talking about the ugu, how to process the ugu from taking it off the stalk to washing it. So today we're gonna wash the ugu, to cut the ugu, to understand how we do it very easily. So what do we need to do this? We need a basin, a bath, and we need the ugu that has been removed from the stalk. Can you see how shiny this is? This is shiny, very shiny. So we soak it in the water and allow it to soak very well because there might be little sand, some sand, you know, in between the ugu. So you soak it very well with water, and because this is not much, it's not as plenteous as it would have been if it is very plenty. It's gonna be in the whole of this place. So what do? We are going to use the 111 method. What is the 111 method? 111 method is taking this out one by one. So you take it out one by one and wash it properly. So what we're doing right now is washing this very well so that there will not be any debris in it. There will not be anything that will link sand or some other little microorganisms that come with this. This method is the press and hold method. So you are opening it. This is a method of also taking out sand. If you are in the village or if you get this ugu from the riverine areas where they have the white sands that are so loose that they hang on to the ugu. See the water? Yeah, and you should also be very careful when rubbing the body, the leaves together to avoid you taking up the coloration. It's the color that matters sometimes in all this, you know what I mean? Because it is the edible thing. So what we are going to do right now is to take it out one by one and put it in a sieve. You can use the bigger sieve. I'm using the small general or all-purpose sieve. So we can do this 2 or 3 times. Some people use vinegar to put on it. I don't know how it's gonna be. Some people also put some sand. They say that sand traditionally helps I said sand. Sorry. Some people put salt. They put salt, table salt, into this to enable the sedimentation of the sand, the ground, and also get the leaves on top. So the sand flows downwards while the leaf stays where they are because the density. So I am thinking that the salt helps to make the water a little bit floating for the sand to go down because sand has a higher density, and the leaves will just be on top. So if you're a scientist, you can do that and test for us and tell us what happens. So at this moment now, we're gonna wash this and then come back to you when we are cutting it to show you how we cut. But use every method that you like. But our method here is the 1-1 method because it is easy and safer, making sure that there's no sand remaining in the ugu leaf. So we use 1-1 method. 1-1 method is take it one by one, and as you do when you're also preparing it for cutting, if you see if I'm bringing out the stalks together. Let me see if I can come very close to you. You see, all these have been aligned together. It makes it easy when you're cutting it. I'll show you what I mean by that. So all these are coming together, be on the same place, so that when you cut off the part that has the stalk, you slice it up little by little, you still have this other side all aligned. Yes, all aligned. So it's quite easy for you to proceed from there. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll come back to you to show you how, where, and why we do what we're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, we're back now from washing the ugu. We are back now from washing the ugu, and we are going to use this. This is our chopping board. Traditionally, what they use in the olden days is the wooden chopping board. And this is our knife we're going to use. Then we use something that is bigger than this and put it up here and use it. This is where you hold it and cut it when you're cutting. But at this moment, we're not going to do that because we are not privileged to have that. So remember, I told you when you're washing, you have to put all this together in a form that's easy to cut. So I'm going to show you why you have to do that and why it makes life easy for you when you're cutting. And again, there's something else. If you are doing this, try and do it and let the water from the ugu go down a bit so that it's easier also to reduce the discoloration of your fingernails. And let's start the cutting. You see, from here down here is just stalks, and because we removed it, it's a bit juicy. It's gonna be this juicy part. So what do? We start cutting this. If I hadn't done that, by now this would be a little bit hard for me to cut. Again, depending on the kind of soup you're cooking, that is when you either cut it very big or small. I can remember in the olden days when we were cutting these, you have to sharpen the knife more than how many times. So it's easier. Just be gentle. Be gentle when you're cutting this, so that you don't finish the discoloration before you start cooking. And when you're keeping this down after cutting it, it starts turning black. That is what we don't want. Again, if you can see what I'm doing right now, it's not necessary that you will do it, but because of what I'm going to use this to cook, that's why I am cutting it as this to enable me get to the other side cut. And if you are cooking a edikaikong soup, edikaikong is a traditional soup from the Calabar Akwa Ibom axis of Nigeria, where you have the ugu, the water leaf, the okazi leaf, all cut. So what I'm doing now is to make this a little bit smaller, and so that it's not when you take it from the, when you be put in your plate and you take it with a bolo, with your gari, with your eba, whatever you're using, and you have that everything coming down your hand. So here, if you can see, we have you see, the cutting is so good. So I'm gonna put this in a bowl to shift up so that it's easy when I'm cutting the rest of them. So I'll go to a bowl, I'll put it in a bowl that I can wash, and I don't mind the discoloration. So I'm going back again to get some handful of this and repeat the same process. Be very careful when using very sharp knife. For young ones who are trying to learn how to do this, please be careful when you're using the sharp knife, because sharp knife is not anybody's friend. So once you take this off, it will be a little bit easier for you to cut the rest of them. So I don't know the method you use in cutting. Some people also cut this way. When you're cooking the Owerri soup, in the Owerri soup, some 8 women, oh my God, when you watch your grandma cut ugu, you'll be so afraid because she cuts it this way. And it works. They don't ever touch the knife on your hands. But please don't do that method. Please use a chopping board and use a knife that you can control. If you can't control your knife, please don't go into that business, all right? So this is the way to cut your ugu. One of the ways, because you may have a different method. You might have a different way that you cut it down home, depending. And one thing with traditional African soup, it depends on the kind of soup you're cooking. If you're cooking the edikaikong soup, this has to be more tinier than this. If you're cooking the Owerri soup, which is one of the most expensive soups in the whole world, they cut it this way. Sometimes they don't even cut it with a knife. They use the hand, to tear it and put. That is that system. So ladies and gentlemen, depending on what you're cooking, this is how you will know whether you're going to cut your ugu, you're going to cut the other leaves, big or small. But no matter how method you do, if you want to reduce this a little bit, just use the knife this way. I cannot do it the circular motion because of the limited space I have with this tray and this. But this is a way you can do this on tomato, you can do this on okra, you can do this on anything vegetable. And be very careful when handling knife. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is we've come to the end of today's edition of how to cut your ugu, how to prepare your ugu for your food. I hope you understood something. I hope you learned something. I hope this is going to be beneficial for you, depending on where, if you're starting up, if you are in the game already, you can learn something different. You know, every kitchen has a different way of cooking. Every kitchen has a different way of presenting their food. So here at Loveday Kitchen, we have a different way of presenting our food. We have a different way of cutting our ugu and preparing our food to taste better. So it depends on you. Let us know the kind of way you prepare your food. Let us know how you do your own preparation, how you cut your ugu, how you prepare your ugu, and let us know how sweet your ugu soup tastes. Thank you very much for watching, and should I say goodbye? No, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying go down there to the comment box, comment and tell us what you've learned today. Comment and tell us how badly we have done it. Comment and tell us how we can do it much better. I am ready to listen to you. I am ready to take those comments from you right now. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. And remember to like, subscribe if you want. If you don't want, ring that bell so that next time when I come your way, you will see it. You'll see what we're doing. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. That's the way we do it down here.